As you might expect, the network is pivotal to the IP storage experience. Have a crummy network, have a crummy IP storage experience. Have a good network, and there's much more chance of you having a good IP storage experience. Throughout this lesson, when we're talking about networks, we'll be concentrating on performance, availability, and security. Now then, probably the simplest and cheapest option for IP storage is to run it over your existing shared corporate LAN. And because it's probably the simplest and cheapest option, it's quite often the option that vendors will imply when they tell you how amazingly cheap IP storage is compared to fiber channel SAN storage. But buyer beware, it's also the lowest performance, lowest security option. And when you need to troubleshoot it, it can be horrendously complicated. Performance can also be unpredictable due to the open and shared nature of the network. IP storage traffic, if you choose to just run it over the regular corporate IP network, will end up competing for bandwidth with a load of other non-storage related network traffic. Now, creating a virtual LAN or a VLAN for IP storage traffic is one way to potentially improve the experience. VLANs can give improved security, improved performance, and still be relatively simple and low cost. And now for the daddy of all the options, the dedicated network. And by dedicated network, remember, we're talking about dedicated network cards in our hosts, dedicated cabling, dedicated networking switches. Take this route if you need the highest and the most predictable performance. Also, if you need the best security and the simplest option to troubleshoot. But all of that comes at a cost, so you can only deploy it if you don't mind that associated higher cost. But this is the best of the best, other than maybe fiber channel SAN, and it's very common for iSCSI deployments, or when deploying technologies like VMware over NFS. However, for standard file serving, a dedicated network is probably overkill. Right then, let's switch gears and talk about one of the most interesting subjects in IT, cables and connectors.